From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
I'm seeing sounds, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
It's Tuesday, October 9th, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, on the ones and twos, our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
He gets like the longest build-up.
Yeah, it's nice.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey, everybody.
And down the street, author, speaker, renowned cowgirl, Annie F. Downs.
Internationally recognized cowgirl.
That's right. Good morning, Jen.
If you
Happy
if you
Tuesday.
didn't catch Friday's episode, we don't normally do stuff that inside jokes that span shows, but Chili's spanned it, and Annie's cowgirl reference
The
span
important
shows.
stuff.
Yeah, the important stuff. Speaking of the Chili stuff, can y'all calm down going to Chili's and tweeting us about it?
Yeah,
By the way,
it's-
it is
no, keep it up,
90% of
keep
our
it up.
feeds still.
I mean,
I like it.
Chili's stock went
There's
up.
no reason to stop. There is no
People
reason.
are documenting their child's first visit to Chili's.
As they should.
People who live in like Canada where there's no Chili's are traveling to the U.S. to visit Chili's. People,
I commend them.
Cameron, I found a picture. I was randomly scrolling through various Instagrams today looking for old pictures, and I found one of you and I at Chili's, and I think the date is 2011.
yeah, no, it's because we were making fun of Chili's on the show back
Even in
then.
2011?
And you came down and visit, like as you do,
Yeah.
you came down to visit. And as a joke, ironically, you and I lunched at Chili's and I took a picture of it. That's how long
It
Chili's has
documents our years long love affair.
love affair with a wink and a smile, ironically. And then it turned sincere with Chandler.
Yeah.
And now you guys are all going to Chili's.
As they should. As they
I
should.
mean, everyone is. It is the strangest, most beautiful thing to watch. They are low on those chips and salsa because of us.
How often do you go, Cameron and Jesse, to places ironically, just out of curiosity? Because that's a very big commitment to a
I go
gag.
nowhere, ironically.
Right.
I go to Wawa with complete sincerity. Like, I'm trying to think of somewhere I would go ironic. Maybe like a Waffle House is somewhere I'd go ironically.
But Waffle House is even pretty good. Like late at night, if you're like, I'll go to Waffle House.
Yeah, in real life, I don't go places ironically, but when Jesse and I travel together, we will go to places that
For the
make us
photo
both
op.
kind of smile. Yeah.
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 Can I say a weird, speaking of going out to eat, a weird thing? I was getting breakfast this morning, and I went through like a Starbucks drive through, and the person tried to just guess my order.
What?
Like I didn't even order. And he was
Oh.
like, and a turkey bacon, biscuit. I'm like, nope, not even close, man. I would never eat turkey bacon.
This
And they're
wasn't like a
Jesse.
usual. This wasn't like a place
No.
you're like, oh, Jesse.
I rarely go. We were out of coffee, so I decided to go get some. And I was like, while I'm there, I'm going to get breakfast. So I ordered a beverage, and the person just started guessing what I was going to order next. And he took like 3 guesses unprompted. Like I didn't say, guess what I want.
I like that he
And he had like 3
three.
guesses. There only have like 5 things there, and all 3 were wrong. I'm like, no, none of
After
these
the
sound
first
good.
one, I would have stopped.
Yeah. It was just so
Fascinating.
bizarre. It was so weird.
And it was in the drive-through?
Yeah, it was a drive-through, and he's just
So
like,
it wasn't like
so
he was
he's not
seeing
even
your
looking at
face
you.
and thought he knew you. He
it
just
had a
was
little
guessing.
camera. It had a little camera. So I think he was sizing me up and just guessing. But like every time he was saying it as if he was confirming the order. Like
Yeah.
that's how confident he was. And I was like,
It's like he expected you, even if you weren't planning to order it, to just go,
yeah. Put
Yes.
it
Yeah.
on. But he was saying, like I said, it wasn't even like he was waiting for a response. It was like, okay, you'll take the large iced coffee and the turkey bacon cheddar burger. I'm like, or turkey bacon cheddar biscuit. I'm like, no, definitely not. I don't want that. Okay, let me just confirm. I have a large iced coffee. And then he said another one. I'm like, no. And then I ordered like the other sandwich. It was just very strange. It set my day off very weird. I've been thinking about that interaction all day, and I don't think I'm going to be able to let it go. Like,
When
what
you got
gives
to the
him
window,
the gall?
what did he say? Was he like, sorry, I was
It was
guessing
somebody
wrong, or was
else.
he
It was
friendly?
somebody else. It was somebody else. I
It
think
was somebody else.
You got someone fired.
I don't know. I don't know if they were fired from the time I drove to the window or if this is just some sicko working at Starbucks who is just sitting there looking at the little monitor and just randomly guessing people's orders as they pull up. It's stuck with me all morning, and I'm not going to be able to let it go because it just seemed wildly inappropriate. Like, don't just guess. Hear me out here. I'm the customer. I didn't come to play breakfast food roulette. Let me just place an order. It was very odd. It was very, very
He probably didn't even work there. He probably just grabbed the headphones off of somebody while they were making all the drinks and just was playing.
It makes me wonder how many people he does that for and how many people are just like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's how non-confrontational I am. I just would have accepted it. What are you in for? A turkey bacon?
He didn't even say that. It wasn't even a question. It was as if he was saying, "This is what you're getting." It was very weird.
I know for a fact I would have taken the first thing he told me I was getting. That's just my passive spirit.
And I'm charging you an extra $10 for nothing. Pull around.
He made 3 guesses, Jesse.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Three is like one. You're kind of going, oh, I think it's my guy, my regular, and then when he says no, oh no, well then what would you like, sir? No. This guy kept at it. I like the cut of his jib.
I don't know what was happening there. The transaction is very, in a very, when a curveball is thrown at you in a very simple transaction, it throws things off. Right. Something's off here. Right. I know this is how this is supposed to work, and it's not working that way,
Right. You and I both had not great breakfast situations. Every morning we have a wonderful coffee maker at the office, one of these Italian super automatic machines where it'll make you all the different types of coffees.
It's fantastic if you have an engineering degree from MIT to operate the thing.
Or can press two buttons. Yes, one or the other. You need to either have the ability to have an engineering degree or the ability to press 2 buttons.
Press 2 buttons while it's like walking into Walt and Jesse's super lab trying to mix all the ingredients
Jesse overcomplicates our machine. Anyway, every morning without fail, I'll come in here and get a latte macchiato. It'll make it perfectly steamed milk. A double shot of espresso. It's just great. And I come into the podcast studio, and this morning did that, and the steamed milk looked a little chunky. And I thought, well, that's just weird. But I was kind of rushing in here, and I drank it anyway. And we're half
this just happened.
I'm just telling you. I kind of have nauseous sweats happening right now.
No.
I don't know.
Hey, do you want to know the sickest I've ever been?
Hold on, Jesse. Hold on. You do need to tell us that story. Cameron, are you telling me that you currently, while we've been sitting here, poisoned yourself?
I prior to us recording this episode, I consumed something that I thought looked off, but I've made without any problems countless times, so surely it's fine. Maybe I stirred it wrong. I don't know.
Gosh.
But I'm telling you, I'm not feeling right.
Cameron, I don't
know that a kernel.
It just sounds, Jesse.
But the sickest I've ever been,
I remember
hands down. I mean, violently, it was bad.
And I have been with you when you have been violently ill multiple times. So please tell me about this.
This was way worse. I still reference this as if there was a 4-day span I do not wish to relive, it's this one. I was it was a really hot day, and I come back in from working out and was so hot and thirsty that I got I poured protein in a cup, like one of those shakers, and I filled it with milk from the fridge and shook it up, and it had all this protein in it. And it was what I found out was, so anyway, I do it and I basically drink it in one long chug, gung, gung, gung. I was so hot and without even taking time to taste it, other than just it tasted kind of weird, but you're just chugging down on its protein, And so a few minutes later, Dana comes and goes to pour some milk, and she starts pouring it back, and she retches she's like, this milk smells terrible. And she started pulling, and I swear this is disgusting. It was curdling out of the carton, and it smelled rank.
My gosh.
She was like, we have to throw this milk. I'm like, I just drank a gigantic glass of that in protein.
That's
And
so gross.
I will say the hell that followed. I never knew that the digestive system could do those. It was horrible. And Cameron, if I were you, I would go home right now.
I mean, Cameron's like rubbing his face. Theater of the Minds. Cameron's looking.
It's not normal. Things are.
Oh, trust me,
Okay.
I've been down.
Okay.
I've been down this road, and it is a long one.
This
There are no
could be a
shortcuts
very
off.
interesting
This
podcast
could
recording
become
today.
the best episode we've ever been a part of here in a minute.
I'm gonna just go ahead and let's transition. Let's segue. I'm gonna just pass the baton here and sit back for a few minutes. Here we go. We have a great show in store for you coming up later. Andy Mineo is joining us, and now it's
Yeah.
time for
Slices.
Let's just get the show on the road. Here you go. What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, this is, when I picked this slice, I didn't realize that Cameron would be on the brink of extreme nausea, which, now looks like a very regrettable decision. But I've already chosen it, and I have only one way to move, and that is forward. So there is a dating site. There is a dating site that's called Hater. Have you guys heard of Hater?
No.
So it has a really unique, kind of elevator pitch. Like a lot of other dating websites, they try to match you up with people who have similar interests, right? They try to match you up with people who like the same things, which is an intuitive approach.
Yeah.
But Hater has a different things. They try to match people up by what they dislike. So you go
my
on
gosh.
there with whatever it is you hate, and it comes back and it's like, oh, here's other people who hate this thing.
Who hate what you hate.
I see the wisdom there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, because you don't want to go on a date. It's like there's a lot. You know what? You know who else likes watching football? Most people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I don't want to go out with someone who's like a big, Nickelback fan or something. Like, it's good. Or CBS sitcoms. Like, I like the approach of a website that matches people up not by their likes but their hates.
What would y'all list? What would you put on that list of things you hate, though?
Curdled milk.
Mayonnaise.
Hey, well, okay. What's funny is you guys both named things you eat. And it turns out a lot of people who use this website, that was their impulse. When they're asked to match people up by the hate, they would put things that they don't like to eat.
Evil.
So, evil.
Evil. Country music. Mayonnaise. No, I don't.
Oh,
pour
you hate
mayonnaise.
country music?
Oh, yeah. It's
Country music and mayonnaise, Cameron, you just started a war with Georgia. Mayonnaise is the base of most dishes there.
I don't care about mayonnaise. Chandler just said it. I was just copying.
Yeah. Well, actually, a lot of people put things they don't like to eat. And so what Hater did is they have created a map, state by state, of what is the most hated food by each state.
Oh,
based on the
brilliant.
algorithm.
Interesting.
I'm so excited about
and
this.
It's funny looking at some of the regional, food hatreds. Okay, so Florida there is licorice, like black licorice.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can get
100%.
on board
Weird.
with that.
Weird
I
that
kinda
enough
like it.
people hate it to list it.
I kind of into
When
it.
you're
I think
trying
it's
to
good.
find a dating partner, you're
Yeah,
going to be like,
that's-
oh, by
that's
the way, I want to
obscure.
make sure you know I hate black licorice.
What if they were going to take you out to the movies and had bought you black licorice? Then
But if your partner likes licorice, it doesn't affect your life. If your partner
Yeah.
likes country music, it affects
Yeah,
your life.
yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
right.
I agree
That's
with
right.
that. I agree. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. You got to
Andy-
be smart.
okay, Georgia is tuna salad.
Yeah, my home
Tuna
state.
salad.
I believe that.
This one made sense. Kansas is shellfish. If I was in a landlocked state by hundreds of miles on each side, I would choose shellfish too.
That's right. That's right.
Texas, this isn't surprising. Steak well done. Steak cooked well done.
Oh,
You only eat
sure.
it pretty much raw in Texas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wait,
for
what's
Texas.
Tennessee, Jesse?
Tennessee, this is weird, okay? I don't know if this is just against like hippies dumpster diving out there, if that's something that people still do. But Tennessee, the most common answer on a hater for food that they don't like is foraged food. Like, so I think it's just people, I think there's a lot of weird hippies out in Tennessee that are either foraging fields or dumpster diving. They're like, don't match me up with one of those.
That is so bizarre.
This is weird because
I mean, that would be a bad thing to figure out like late in the
Mid-date.
dating relationship. Like, oh, I love foraged food, by the way. Like that affects
Yeah,
my life.
I love
and
dumpster
well-being.
diving. Oh, you don't? Oh, shoot. I thought this was going to work.
You do want to be clear
I
on
think
that.
we
I
can
guess.
all relate to Delaware, who had the corner piece of a brownie as their mutually hated food.
I
What?
disagree. I love the
like
corners.
the chunky.
No, I'm
Yeah,
all middle.
crusty.
I will go straight for that middle piece.
No,
Yeah,
you
same.
gotta have the textural variety. You gotta have the crust.
No. You want all soft and gooey melt in your
Hey,
mouth.
dumpster diving is alive and well, by the way. I have a dumpster in front of my house because of the house renovation. Daily, I see people crawling around in it.
What?
Yeah. It's sometimes on a Saturday, if they know I'm there, they'll knock on the door and ask, but
Yeah.
like, if
Seriously?
Yeah. No,
but
I
they're
mean,
not looking
what,
for
for, like,
food. They're
wood?
looking for like building supplies, right?
I'm throwing, it's not food. Of course not. It's all, it's renovation scrap and stuff. But I mean, so they're looking for scrap wood or any metal or anything like that. But they're, I'll throw like, some old furniture or things in there too. And knowing that it'll get taken, and it does, which is great because they keep emptying out my dumpster.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, speaking of food that is garbage, Missouri, for some reason, theirs was. I'm trying to wrap my head around this one. Theirs is the last bite of a hot dog. My question is, why the last bite? Wouldn't it technically be the first and last bite? Because how do you know?
Because it's the same bite. And also, how many people had to list the last bite of a hot dog
Seriously,
for
that one's
Hater
really
to
weird.
decide?
Yeah, that's true.
That
A lot
is
of people
so,
had
all
a
of these
weird
are
dating.
so weird.
Yeah, there's like some serial dater in Missouri who's taking people on bad dates
That's
and
right.
only
That's
feeding
right.
them the last bite of hot dogs. New Jersey, I didn't see this one coming because I thought this was the official beverage of New Jersey. This is very
Hey,
odd.
Jesse, I have a question about the last bite of hot dogs. Then what are cocktail weenies?
Exactly. That's just all one
That's
big
a good-
gross bite. Yeah.
This is one bite of a hot
That's a
dog.
first
So
and
why
last
wouldn't a
bite.
cocktail
Man, pigs
weenie
in a
be?
blanket. If any, what a gift those are. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
like 'em.
True. I could destroy
that's
some
like
pigs in a
manna from
Man, me
heaven.
too, man.
My favorite part of having dinner parties or house parties is that I get to go to Costco and buy the frozen pigs in a blanket and do a whole sheet of them, put
Oh,
them
yeah.
out, and then I can pound about half of it before the friends get there.
Yep.
Oh man,
That's
Man.
the only good thing about ever going to like a baby shower, because those are like the worst. They're so boring. Is like, they'll probably have a crock pot full of those little Swedish meatballs that are delicious, and they'll probably bring out the pigs in a blanket. Like that's just baby shower hors d'oeuvres.
but now Jesse, I don't know if you guys did this, so please forgive me if you didn't. But I think now we're in an era of it's not just baby showers you have to go to, but you have to go to gender reveal parties too.
Yeah.
I think Tyler has a slice to bring
let's
up
not get
about,
it. Let's not get in too deep into it. Yet.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's a good
Interesting.
transition. Well, let me just wrap real quick. The most hated food in New Jersey, and again, I thought this was like the lifeblood of New Jersey. It's weird that gas station wine was the most hated food in New Jersey.
What?
Virginia, my home state, this was weird. This is very odd because this isn't even a food; it's an action. Dabbing pizza grease with a napkin was the most hated food. I'm totally against that too. Just eat the pizza grease.
Okay, again, I'm trying to think of it through the context of a dating thing. So, okay, if you're on a pizza date with somebody and your date is in there dabbing something that grosses you out, okay, sure, you don't want, okay, fine. Gas store wine? I mean, it's just wine. It's not like they're bottling it. It's not Wawa wine. It's just wine that they're just.
But the point is that you're like bonding over a mutual hatred of it. You're both able to say, "Oh, that drives me nuts. Oh, it drives me nuts too. I hate when people do that."
Okay,
like,
so I
that
thought it was.
understand.
I thought it was more like you want to make sure that the partner doesn't do the thing that you hate. Okay, you're saying that we both are going to sit around and judge the people who do the thing we both hate.
Yeah,
okay, I gotcha.
that's what I'm seeing.
All right.
Or you just don't want to go on a date with someone who brings,
Cheap wine.
I don't know what a gas
So
station.
well, that's what I'm saying. So wouldn't it just be cheap wine, not
Yeah, that's
just
because they would sell
gas
the same
station
thing in a
wine?
grocery store.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't
I
know.
think what my assumption here is a lot of dudes on the New Jersey dating scene just race all the way to the date and literally pick up Wawa branded wine.
Right.
That's big up there.
Ew.
And it's
And
in,
the women
it's in
are
a big
onto
juice
them.
box. Yeah. And it's so much so that they've all united on hater.com.
Wawa wine
That's
just sounds like it's
fascinating.
somebody with a stutter saying the word wine.
Or someone who's had a little too much Wawa wine trying to order another bottle of Wawa
That's
wine.
right. That's
It's Wawa
right.
wine.
Yeah, it was really great. Wow.
And finally, this one totally makes sense. Oklahoma, where they raise cattle and buffalo and things. Veggie burgers. Not a fan of veggie burgers in Oklahoma. They don't want the red meat out in that part of the country.
Why they add the word burgers to it? I just think in Oklahoma they're just not fans of
vegetables.
Yeah,
it just says non-meat.
Vegetables altogether.
Not meats.
I'm surprised that nobody mentioned Hawaiian pizza. I feel like that's a very
there was
food.
a Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, yeah,
there was a Hawaiian pizza. It was, let's see, Rhode Island. Rhode Island hates Hawaiian pizza.
Well, it's about as far away from Hawaii as you can get in the continental U.S. You know, they're just geographically not favored.
Well, I mean, this is how much they love red meat in Oklahoma. One time I was driving through Oklahoma and we went to a place that had like buffalo out in a pen outside, and you would go in and order buffalo burgers, and it was weirdly like picking lobsters out of a lobster
I was
tank.
saying, like lobster tank. You just point to I want that buffalo
with live buffalo. And I will say this, it was a good burger. Not a bad.
Yeah.
It was a little gamey.
I like a good buffalo burger.
And
for real gamey.
But I'll say this, when I have the opportunity to eat an endangered animal, I always do it. Because you don't know how long you're going to be able to try it. That's the thing. They're not going to be around much longer. You got to enjoy eating one while you can. So next one, panda steaks. Cannot wait.
Oh my gosh, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse, as you know, when we were in Somaliland, there was a lot of forbidden meat on that menu. That one restaurant in the entire country, that one restaurant, there was some draft. There was some exotic meats. Yeah, I didn't think Cameron and I are indulged, but Brian may, or one of our friends who was with us. I think he indulged in some, forbidden meats.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
but there's really no way of knowing either way. You know, just because you point at the giraffe on the menu, who knows if we're not all getting giraffe? You know what I mean? Like,
whatever's fresh.
Making a lot of biggest. I guess that's true.
It was not.
To be fair, I could go into a Fuddruckers right now, and if they served me a buffalo burger, I wouldn't know. That it wasn't cow.
It might just be cow with a little bit
huh?
of chicken added to it. They grind it all up and call it a buffalo burger. You know?
Yeah, they grind it all up, squirt it with ketchup, and put like 10 pickles on there. Who knows what that meat is?
Right.
I don't know. I'm pretty savvy when it comes to my different burger meats. I feel like I can tell. Yeah, I feel confident in my abilities
different
there.
burger meats. What options are there? There's turkey, cow, and
they have
buffalo.
ostrich. They have ostrich,
bison, ostrich. Next time I'm down there in Orlando, you get a bunch of different types of burgers. Set them
Oh my
before
gosh,
me.
you'll match them.
I'll try them all. I bet you I'll get 100% A+.
Dude, across the street from our restaurant, we have two restaurants side by side that are specialized in like exotic burgers.
I'm familiar with
Are you saying that about Wahlburgers? Because I feel like that's it.
I was going to say, well, Graffiti Junction is legit farm to table gourmet burgers, and then Wahlburgers is next door. So
I think
we
I
can
could
just
do a
kind of do the
blind
gamut.
taste test of different burgers, and I think I could knock it out of the park.
and
Wow.
all you have to do is which one of these is an endangered species.
It's just
Which one of these tastes like Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, you just consumed one of the last 24 pink dolphins in the Amazon.
my gosh.
Congratulations, Tyler. How was it?
as long as I get it right, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's right.
Silverback gorilla, the most forbidden of meats. How was it, Tyler?
Oh my gosh.
All right, what do you have, Tyler?
All right, so
I'm just joking. Annie's look of disgust at me right now.
I can't. I'm impressed. Mostly I'm impressed.
I am curious if anybody has anyone here ever done the gender reveal party thing? Have you been to a gender reveal situation?
I've been to them.
That's not true. I have been to one.
I've seen the videos.
I
on
think it's
YouTube.
very self-indulgent. Who cares?
Yeah. I agree with
I
that.
went to a really fun one last week. It was
really
really fun. I think they're fun.
What was the how did they do the reveal? Was it balloons?
It was a cake, and the middle of the cake had candy that was pink or blue. So when they cut open the cake and pulled a slice out, all these pink candies spilled out.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, so there's
Cameron, I just love how anti you are. Like you have a firm
Cameron's against
non-gender reveal.
I literally I don't care. Just I'll meet your kid when it's born.
This may
until
this
then
may
keep your distance.
Keep your kid to yourself.
No, it's fine. I mean, we're going to bring a gift to the baby shower. I don't need to come twice. What are you double dipping on the gift stuff?
You don't bring a gift to a gender reveal party.
Honestly, I don't know because I've never been.
What if there are pigs in blankets?
So we have to just stand around and like go, okay.
What about this? What about this? You bite into the pigs in a blanket and if the little weenie's blue, then I mean that sounds like a pretty good party to me. Hey man, I got a piping hot batch of blue weenies.
Well, Cameron, this is going to be some ammo for your side for your take on gender reveal parties. There was a 37-year-old father to be by the name of Dennis Dickey who lived in Arizona, and last year he and his wife were putting on a gender reveal party for their friends. And this gentleman's method for revealing the gender of his not yet born baby was it involved a gun. This is Arizona. And the idea was he had loaded a target full of either pink or blue powder. And when he fired a gun...
I think it was tannerite. It was pink or blue. Cameron, you know tannerite.
We had tannerite in it. Yeah,
Dude,
there was also
tannerite is so fun. That whenever we go to Montana, we get big old cans of tannerite and go out to fields and shoot at them, and they explode. Yeah. And then after a while, you get kind of bored with them just exploding, so you double them up and triple them up. They can make sonic booms. Basically, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, you would have been friends with this guy because what he did is he put a ton of tannerite in a container, but put either pink or blue powder in there.
So it would explode into either a blue or a pink like cloud,
right?
Based on
I've seen videos of those before where they like shoot an arrow into a balloon and it like blows up and it's powder. Yeah, that's cool.
My theory about tannerite is if a quarter pound is good, 5 pounds is better. You know what I'm saying? You just get a bigger container and just fill it up. See what happens.
I don't know how much tannerite Dennis Dickey put into this target, but it ended up being maybe a
Dennis Dickey is his name.
Dennis Dickey. It ended up being maybe a little too much. He
Dennis Dickey is actually his nickname. You know, it's kind of a nickname his college buddies gave him because it was, you know, his first name and then his favorite item of apparel that he always wore. And so he just kind of stuck.
His Dickie pants.
He just always those Dickies. The little
Dickie.
Like when you're in choir.
Yeah, the little shirt. No, yeah, but you wear them like under your shirt, a little tie and stuff.
I want the style of a turtleneck, but I don't want the
the heat
that's required under the sweater. I'm basically just wearing the turtleneck collar because it's hard to not look like
Dennis. That's what Dennis likes to wear. Dennis likes to wear that. I like it. I like him. He's stylish.
He also, upon firing, it exploded like it was supposed to. Some sparks, a nearby brush caught some of the sparks. They set on fire. He attempted to put it out, but was not successful. The ensuing wildfire torched 47,000 acres of Arizona grasslands, resulting in an $8 million. It cost the state $8 million by the time it was all the way put out. Numerous home evacuations, no deaths, thankfully. Everybody made it out before the fire got to where they lived. But he's being hit with a pretty healthy fight. He owned up to it right away. Dennis Dickey is an honest man. In any case, he was caught on film by a witness, so there was not a lot of opportunities for him to run away.
Well, immediately when there was a wildfire, they're like, how much you want to bet it's Dennis Dickey down on the town?
He's a border patrol agent. This is
he was a prime suspect before they even.
I think I would get along with Dennis Dickey. I lit Montana on fire when I was there last.
I remember that story.
It was contained.
Didn't you also have like an experience in your childhood, Cameron, that involved a pretty big fire?
I burned down a swamp, but it was just an acre. I mean, it was fine, but. Yeah, I've caught a lot of things on fire over the years.
Burned down a whole swamp, Cameron.
Yeah, my friend Tully's house. We cut his backyard on fire.
I do feel like you and Dennis Dickey, because I feel like Dennis Dickey has the same disdain for gender reveal parties. He's like, I feel like his wife really wanted one, and he's like super reluctant. He's like, I'll do one. On one condition, I'm blowing up a coffee can full of tannerite. And she's like, okay, whatever it takes. I just want our friends to find out in an exciting way if we're having a boy or a girl. Little did he know he would start an $8 million wildfire, but still he got his way. So
at some point, Mrs. Dickey must have said, don't you think this is going to start isn't this a little dangerous? And Dennis is he's a practical man. He's like, nothing's going to happen.
I've shot tannerite and you blow it up and it's just a puff of smoke. Like, I don't know where the fire part of it is.
Yeah. How did that happen?
There was a spark. It could have been from like whatever the target was made out of. I don't know, but maybe there was like a coffee can or some sort of metal in it. It probably wasn't the tannerite itself.
If I know Dennis Dickey, like I think I do,
Like you think you
based
do?
on only his name, I would presume that Dennis Dickey also strapped some bottle rockets or something to this tannerite and figured out a way to do a little homemade firework.
Dennis Dickey is the guy who says we're going to fry a turducken this Thanksgiving, and he's out in the backyard, but didn't quite read the instructions on how to deep fry it. And it's one of those explosive things where the frozen turkey
half
goes
the family
in.
has to visit the burn unit for grease burns.
That's
later.
Dennis Dickey.
There's a little,
everyone.
There's a little footnote here that I'm really curious about. As punishment, Dennis Dickey agreed to pay $220,000 in restitution.
Oh
That's
my
a lot.
gosh.
5 years probation. That's a big deal too. The last one is the one I'm most excited about. He has agreed to take part in a public service announcement for the Forest Service. I can't wait to see this
Yeah,
video
for sure.
of Dennis Dickey being like,
man.
well, guys, look, you really got to be careful out there. 1 minute, everyone's having a good time, just waiting to find out the gender of your new baby. And as can happen, hypothetically, you could start a wildfire that cost $8 million.
I love that. I love creative punishments, creative judgment like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
You know, that the
why
judge
did I
is
say
like,
really like that surprises me. Of course you love creative punishments.
where the judge is like, he, along with this gigantic fine and probation for literally an accident, that we are going to publicly shame you by you, Dennis Dickey, starring in a public service campaign. For anyone who didn't read about this news story, or for anyone who didn't listen to the podcast that talked about it, we're going to air your face on TV where you have to talk about the worst thing that's
That's
ever
why there
happened to
has
you.
to be more to this. If they wouldn't punish someone that massively for a simple mistake, right? He has to have done something that he knew was that is illegal.
Well, I think that's why they didn't go to prison, because he didn't do it intentionally, but still he caused a giant wildfire. He still burned most of the state's grasslands.
Fair.
That is really unfortunate, because it was an accident. But sounds like he's not putting up a big fuss about it. $200,000. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah. Well. Did it say if he's having a boy or a girl?
You know what? Actually, the last line in the report that I'm reading says the gender of his baby has yet to be publicly revealed.
Oh, wow. That's funny. The irony of it all is that blue and pink powder didn't work. So
he didn't even get the gender reveal out of the deal.
Oh man, poor Dennis Dickey.
All right, what do you have, Annie?
First, I have a question for you, Cameron. Can you give us a health update?
I'm catching my second wind. I feel like I kind of pushed through the first wave.
Oh, it took a day for it really to hit, and when it did, it was hard. It was like a lightning bolt of
food poisoning takes it like 24
stomach.
hours to really
Okay, go
Awesome.
good. Check. That was just a quick check in. Yeah, a gut check. I was just needed a little gut check with Cameron. So one of my favorite things that we've talked about on here is Wendy's and Wendy's Twitter account, and how all these different brands have these Twitters, and people follow the brands not necessarily because they love the product as much as they just love the person who is running that Wendy's Twitter account or whatever. Or they love the secret voice behind there. Well, do y'all know the brand Steak-umm? The frozen sliced steaks. Y'all know.
Oh, no. I'm very familiar with Steak-umm.
I believe you are, Virginia. I believe that.
Cameron, do you know Steak-umm? Have you had a Steak-umm?
No,
I haven't either.
I see Steak-umms all. When I was a kid, we used to eat Steak-umms all the time. It's basically like frozen thin sheets of steaks that you just throw in a pan and cook, and you eat it like on a sandwich. Steak-umms. Okay. You guys never had Steak-umms?
No, this is a
new one.
This is shocking to me. This is a slice in and of itself. That I'm talking. Mark, have you had a Steak-umm?
Never have.
Chandler, Steak-umm.
Nope.
How is it that you guys have never? I feel like this is like a famous. Like everyone eats
I've never even
Steak-umms.
heard of that.
Me with Steak-umm's is Tyler Huckabee with Perfect Strangers. I've never even heard of them.
I hadn't either.
You guys have never heard of
Steak-umm, Steak-umm?
No.
2 M's. Steak-umm.
Steak-yum.
Steak-umm. Like,
Steak-umm.
I cannot believe you guys have not only not had them, but never heard of them. They're delicious.
Literally never heard of them.
It's like,
I don't even totally know what they are yet.
okay, so like I said, imagine thin, like frozen, like you'd buy them near like Hot Pockets. thin frozen pieces of like steak and roast beef that you put in a frying pan and you cook it for a minute, and then you put it on a sandwich. You have a delicious steak sandwich. Steakums.
You're saying it louder isn't making me remember. Okay. Oh, those steakums. Why didn't you say so?
According to the internet, drinking spoiled milk can cause food poisoning, but also you can be fine. So you might be fine.
So here's the deal about my stomach. I've eaten years of the hot tamale candy
on how much.
to give myself a good gelatinous coating on all my innards,
right.
you know, and then daily I'm going.
Do you know? Let me just pop that little hope
Jesse
balloon.
drank a lot of it though, so that's
2 to 3 gallons of Diet Coke a day. There's not a whole lot that's going to get through that's not harsher than what
Cameron,
I normally
do you know
consume.
anyone who's eaten worse than me? And it.
Yeah, that's true.
I stood no
That's
chance.
true.
No chance.
That's true. Okay.
You also guzzled an entire glass of it, Jesse.
That is true.
Is how much you
think,
consume.
You would think
That's
I
different.
typically have the stomach of a billy goat when it comes to weird foods.
Stomach. That's how you need to start introducing him, Cameron. And all the way from Virginia with the stomach of a billy goat. Okay, here's our steak and slice.
Survived multiple food poisonings. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Thrives after a good food poisoning. Jesse Carey. Okay, here's my steak and slice. So their Twitter is one that none of us follow because none of us are Steakum fans, but is one of those that's kind of snarky, that's kind of known for its Wendy's like handling of the internet. And then at the end of September, whoever runs the Steakums account went on this like rant about,
but it's like a positive. It's like a manifesto.
Yeah. It's like this rant about why millennials are turning to brands to follow and why they're listening to brands. And it is fascinating. I mean, I won't read you the whole thing, but the first question is, why are so many young people flocking to brands on social media for love, guidance, and attention? I'll tell you why. They're isolated from real communities, working service jobs they hate while barely making ends meet, and are living with unchecked personal mental health problems. And then he or she just keeps going. Like they're
Steakum. You're referring to it as a person.
Steakum.
This is Steakum.
Sorry. Steakum just keeps going and talks about how the parents of the millennial generation have caused them to feel this way, and how even though they have access to internet all the time and people all the time, it has actually made them numb and less feeling. I mean, it is an unbelievable rant about, and it's just like a brand like that makes sliced steaks, talking about how young people need to like stop depending on brands on social media to make them feel loved and accepted. It was fascinating.
I think we've been waiting for years for this sort of prophetic wise voice of a generation to emerge from the noise of the digital world that we've created. To break through, the content cycle, to rise up and be a guiding light to mental health and positivity. And it finally is here and is the voice of
Sliced
Steakum.
steaks.
Thank you, Steakum. We will follow you. We will follow you.
It was a beautiful, it's worth going and reading. It's from September 26th. It's really like thoughtful. And then you go like, who stepped in to Steakum's like Twitter account that day? Is that the normal person? Is that something?
That's a real question.
Yeah. And did they run it up the corporate flagpole? They're like, hey, let's go talk to Mr. Steak, Mr. Steakum, and make sure the board has approval on this new strategy.
His first name is Steak, Jesse. His last name is It's just Mr.
Mr. Anyway, yeah, let's get board approval on our new strategy, which is to analyze the cultural effects of technology addiction in millennials. What do you think? That's a good way to sell sliced steaks.
So Annie, you're
Right.
saying Steakums is like a fashion brand, like Nicole Miller or Tory Burch. Like it's just his first and last name is the brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steak. Yeah.
Steakum.
Ironically, his first product wasn't sliced steaks. He just, kept rolling the dice until he was like, I should try my name, Steakums.
Yeah.
My career kind of writes itself.
He was first in the denim business, Steakum jeans, and
Oh my God.
didn't sell well. Not a big seller.
Not a big seller. Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Andy Mineo joins us. You're listening to Cub Sport. The song is Hawaiian Party. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Arizona with Freaking Out. You know Arizona. They were in the last issue of Relevant. Well, rapper Andy Mineo has just released the second in a series of autobiographical EPs that'll make up his new album. He also just kicked off the Better Late Than Never tour with Lecrae and Words Played, which continues through November. Do not miss it. We recently spoke with Andy about the new EP, the vision for the album, and some of its standout tracks. Here is our conversation with Andy Mineo.
Nobody ever make it out alive. Woo. Yeah. This ain't first class, I got upgraded. Penny pinching rapper, even though I made it. Mama got a clothes from garage sale. Took the low so I could have the top shelf. Yeah.
Let's talk about the arrow and the sword. I just want to know, like, what was the impetus or the idea for doing this trilogy of EPs?
Well, there's a couple reasons. Some of it was personal, some of it was business. I think what's happened over the last few years for me is I've become strangely perfectionistic and insecure. And so finishing a full body of work started to become a bigger task, because I see everything that goes into releasing a project, which is, all right, this is your album. Now we're going to promote it. We're going to put tons of money behind it and try to, get promotion and flyers and XYZ and do all these things. And it mounts up a lot of pressure to perform. So that was becoming harder and harder for me to finish a song and move on to the next one and be like, this is my perfect body of 12 songs. A lot of pressure, because once you have success, your biggest fear is that you'll lose it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, all it takes is one flop of a record, really, for people to be like, moving on to the next. So more and more fear was mounting up. It was getting harder for me to finish songs. And on top of that, I don't have a producer. Like, I don't have somebody that I work with constantly to help bring my stuff to life. I'm always working with different artists or musicians for a short period of time. Like, I'll go in the studio and work with them for like a week, and then they go back to being an artist themselves or working on their own stuff. So I don't have like a co-collaborator that's helping me bring my music across the finish line. And that makes it really difficult to have cohesiveness in your production and in your sound, and honestly to finish stuff. So I've become, in a lot of ways, my own producer. And I have to outsource things. And, as a perfectionist, I'll end up sitting in front of my computer and tweaking songs and making all the decisions by myself and overthinking, doing way too much. And, music can just sit on my hard drive forever. And so the people that are around me are like, man, Andy, you got so many songs. You got good music sitting there. How come you're not releasing it? I'm like, it's not finished yet, and I don't, when I get in with other people that, like producers that I trust, it's easier to make decisions and live with them and move on and make the next decision. And so, I think some of my creative team isn't locked in. I think my own insecurities don't help in making the decisions to creating and releasing content myself. And that has just mounted up to tons of songs sitting on my hard drive. So one of the thoughts was, how can we get this music out into the world and be a lot more consistent? Because it's been a couple of years since my last album. I've dropped projects, but my own personal album. And so my team and I just kind of came up with this lower, anxiety-ridden release strategy, which was
the stakes aren't quite as high.
More content. Yeah, give fans more content more regularly, and get back into the groove of releasing music, and testing the market. I came from a time where I felt like whatever you release had to be it, Yeah. But now it's just like you can release music and it's absorbed so quickly that if it's no good, they'll just people won't listen to it. And they'll wait for the next thing. You just give them the next thing.
Hey, when the last time you think about me? Hey, probably the last time the drinks on me. Hey, when the last time you think about me? Probably the last time the drinks on me. It's a whole lot of tell me what
one thing that I think is interesting about your music in particular is you've always been very open about some of these insecurities. Lyrically, you address like this perfectionistic drive you have. You address some of the fear that you're not going to measure up to your own standards that you set for yourself. Do you ever feel like that's do you ever worry that you get like a little too revealing on some of this, that by being this open about your insecurities, you're going to like ruin your brand or your reputation?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a line that you walk when you're being vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing is what I've typically learned in life is that people aren't vulnerable because they're afraid of being shamed, right? We're not going to be vulnerable because we don't want people to see who we really are, because then people will reject us and push us further away. But what I've noticed in my life is that people actually are drawn in closer when people are being vulnerable. And they're more endeared, and they're less likely to leave because they feel human next to you, or they feel like someone understands them. Mm-hmm. And so it's a very counterintuitive thing to be vulnerable. I think people don't leave when you're vulnerable. I think they draw closer and they're more attentive. But that's not for every circle. You know what I'm saying? I think your fans particularly will more drawn to that and people. But you know, there's always going to be people that are going to take your vulnerability and use it against you. But I think that's what I built my brand off of from the beginning. Like Heroes for Sale, I was like, no such thing as heroes. Like, you know, we buy these heroes. We project images on them. You know, and I've just been very vulnerable about my stuff in all of my music. And I think that's why one of the ways that I'm described by my fans is like very personal and human, and then fun. It's like another word that's often used for me. So I don't know. That's how I am as a person, and I think it just translates into the music.
Listen, that's none of my business. What they think about me, that's none of my business. What they say about me, that's none of mine. That's none of my business. That's none of mine. That's none of my business. That's none of mine. We don't really care what you talking about. That's none of my business. What they say about me, that's none of my business. What they think about me, that's none of mine. That's none of my business. That's none of mine. That's none of my business. That's none of mine. We don't really care what you talking about.
You have social consciousness on your own albums. Talk about God. Talk about like marital fidelity. How do you make sure that what you're doing isn't just like trying to cash in on a moment that social justice, social consciousness, hyper attention to morality is having, but it's something that's authentic, that is real to you? How do you do that?
Well, there's a couple things. One is we were making music about that stuff before it was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were trying to live that out before it had popularity. So that's one thing, is there's no benefit for us to do that. Two, I think music is just supposed to be a place for honesty, man. And like, that's just a constant wrestle I have anytime I approach music and art. Is like, all right, how can I be honest here? How can I say, like, right from the heart? Because I feel like that's the stuff that's going to last. Every artist I feel, or at least me, I'll say me, feel the tension of seeing what works and what's big and what's awesome and saying, I want to be a part of that, you know? And then going, no, well, how do I just be honest to me and true to me? And so, you know, I could start rapping or writing a rap or whatever, or a lyric, and be like, I have to sit there in front of the page as I read it back and go, this isn't me. That doesn't sound like me. That's not something that I would say. And I can start to, I have to, even if it's really great, it's a really good lyric, if it's a really good thing, I have to say, is this me, you know, being influenced by something that's popular right now, or this cadence or this beat or whatever. And that's a real wrestle, because I'll show it to people and they'll be like, this is great, this is amazing, you should release it. And as an artist, you always have to be true to yourself and know your brand and what you want to end up being, where you want to go. And so I think just authenticity is the thing that most people wrestle with through life, and particularly artists, when they feel that tension of success, you know, and it seems like there's an easy route. which is to not be yourself or to be someone else or to pick another thing. So yeah, you just have to ask yourself really hard questions.
Would you still be? Yeah, this one for donuts. This one for all the grown-ups. Keep my cards close cause I don't deal with jokers. Man, I'm sick of being dope, but why they hardly notice? And these the joints that never sell, but yo, they still the coldest. It's feel like Philly, a steak down in Ishkabibble. The things I scribble make you think a little. They tell me to choose a side, but I decided to pick the middle. I can handle that, ayo, the kid could dribble. An overthinker, with the ink I'm like Tinker. Hatfield, at will, design rhymes. In 20 years, you trying to think of mind over mattress. Blinded by the fatness, it's hard to live righteous, but I'm trying to practice.
That was Andy Mineo. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Ask Jesse. Your life's gonna change.
In the evening sky, I cast my eye with you on my mind. If the stars could speak, they tell me to sleep, to see you in my dreams. In the evening sky, I cast my eye, it's a beautiful view. Where I'm lost again in thoughts of you. If there's reality.
You're listening to Yellow Days. The song is How Can I Love You? Okay, it is time for our weekly give back. We are a charitable. We want to help you live your best life now. And we, for the last month or so, have been, instead of doing Listener of the Week, we have been doing Ask Jesse.
Ask Jesse.
This is where you go on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and ask Jesse. You pose some of your big life questions, and Jesse answers them here on the show. He has not read these. He's not prepared for these. Nope. We keep him blind. So
that is always the weirdest part to me is how quickly he comes up with the weirdest answers and has had no preparation.
I don't know why you say the weirdest. I mean,
sorry,
a lot of these are just intuitive. How would I help a human?
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously,
that's right.
That's not something that a person of such moral compass as I needs to really think about. Yeah.
Jesse, Brad Nixon went on Twitter and asked you, he said, I'm a 36-year-old father of 3. I've been living that marital bliss life for 12 years. I don't have life insurance. I feel like I should get life insurance, but I'm afraid that if I do, then my wife may kill me. Jesse, what should I do?
Well, I mean, it's concerning that his mind automatically went there. You know, I think though that he has to find out if his wife would do this. So I think he tells her he buys life insurance. And then
just see if she kills him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Annie.
Lord help
yes.
us.
But as he's taking his last breath, he's like, I didn't even buy life insurance. Joke's on you. He dies.
The ultimate stick it to her. Yeah, I like it.
He has the satisfaction of knowing that she's not collecting that life insurance check. So it's a grim outcome, but I think the satisfaction.
Well, Jesse, either way, he dies. So
he's a dead man. He's a dead man walking. So
if you have that fear in the first place. Yeah,
you're absolutely. She's been slowly poisoning you in preparation. So you're totally
with spoiled
dead.
milk,
you're
maybe
totally
Jesse.
Dead. Yeah, you're totally dead.
Okay, Jesse. Alyssa Meadows ask Jesse, if you could choose one day of the year, what day would it be?
Just to choose one day of the year.
Oh, I like this one.
It's
so
not life
much.
advice. She didn't quite get
This is not even hard. This is not even hard. The day of the year is obviously April 1st because you can get away with anything if you shout April Fools right after it. Like I'm talking like shoplifting. Like you can go and try to steal something. If they catch you, be like, April Fools, I was totally going to pay for this. Yeah, it's literally the day you can get away with anything. Like let's say I'm what's the last guy's name? I'll call him Dennis Dickey. Let's say I'm Dennis
Nixon,
and my wife is about to murder me, and she catches him in the act, and she's like, "What are you doing standing over me with a knife?" She's like, April Fools. It was just a thing on the life insurance thing. I wasn't going to murder you. Did you buy life insurance? April Fools. Just shouting it on that day will get you out of anything. April 1st. No question. Great question, by the way.
Good question.
That's
all right,
a
two
great
more.
question.
Cody Jensen asks, Jesse, my 10-year wedding anniversary is next month. What should I do to show my wife how much I love her without setting the bar too high for future anniversaries?
What you want to do is find a dry state that is, preferably surrounded by forest or grasslands. And you want to give her a show that she'll never forget and have a funny story that she'll relay for generations. Now, I will ask this. Before you make sure you're not currently on probation. But maybe this may even land you a spot on TV. Granted, it'll be an anti-wildfire PSA, but still it'll be something memorable. Go out there, set up some tannerites, some fireworks, and blast them off, start a wildfire, and give her a show she'll never forget. Easy question.
Wow.
Easy question. Andrew Polk asked Jesse, I have had items stolen from my lawn on 2 different nights this past week. I need ideas on how to catch the thief.
Well, I'm so glad. First, I'm curious, what is he putting on his lawn?
Yeah, what do you have on your lawn that gets stolen twice? This isn't the time of like
inflatables. Like, I would say this, if you have like a big pirate chest like out there just brimming with jewelry, that's probably your first problem. But I get it. You want to, it's a flex to the neighbors. I understand. Yeah. Look, here's what you want to do.
Like, I can afford this 84-inch HD TV. I'm going to put it on the porch to show y'all.
Yeah.
Oops,
overnight.
Somebody took it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is the perfect time of year to ask this question because the answer only works this time of year. Because a lot of people like to put like decorative scarecrows out in the yard, right? What Andrew's going to need to do is he is going to fashion a scarecrow costume. And now I don't know what his arm strength are because he's going to have to, stand out in the middle of his arms with his yard out. And in order to really sell it, he's going to have to be there all day too, not just all night. Because because the burglars are probably casing the joint in the day and they see this new scarecrow. So you're going to need to stand out there as long as it takes. But at least you're out there standing as the burglaries happen. And I'll tell you this, you never reveal that it's actually you disguised as a scarecrow. You're going to think you're going to have to convince them it's actually a demonic scarecrow that came to life to catch them in the act of the burglary. Again, I think it'll be a lesson they'll never forget.
What if they tried to steal the scarecrow?
Well, that's a kidnapping at that point, and you play dead and see how this thing ends because
you see how it plays out. Yeah. You play dead and just see what happens.
Yeah, because let's say they toss you in the trunk of the car, or they drive. I don't know what value you would have as a scarecrow. You're still going to give them the scare of the life when the scarecrow jumps out of the back of the car and starts chasing them. So either way, it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
Jesse, lastly, people have been asking a lot of life direction things. How do I do things that whatever. We haven't had many health related questions, but we have our first health related question. Ryan Albaugh asks Jesse, how do I remove an awkwardly placed mole?
Oh, well, so glad you asked.
Ask the guy who keeps getting stuff stolen from his yard.
When I think dermatology questions, I think WebMD and Jesse Carey. Those are the only two sources I need.
Well, Jesse, are you assuming he means a mole on his face or a mole the animal?
Yeah, he doesn't say.
Because if it's a regularly placed mole, he's digging up the yard.
Yeah.
An awkwardly placed mole is digging up something else.
No, I would do the scarecrow thing for that. Actually, give him a good scare.
Yeah.
I kind of have to know the location of the mole because.
Let's say earlobe.
What you're gonna want to do.
Let's go earlobe.
It sounds dramatic, but let's say it's on your foot or your hand or something like that. You're going to go total amputation because the worst case scenario, you end up with a cool hook hand, or you end up with one of those sweet blade, carbon fiber things. Overdo it's any kind of removal of something from the body. Overdo it. You can never take too much. That's my advice. That's surgery 101. When in doubt,
go big or
just
go home.
Take more.
Overdo it in surgery.
Yeah. Easy.
You go in because you broke your finger, and you just tell the doctor, just take it.
Just take just take it. I don't need it. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's some great advice. We really appreciate that, Jesse. And that's it for Ask Jesse. If you want to get your questions on the show, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and use hashtag Ask Jesse. Fair warning, we share that hashtag with actor and activist Jesse Williams, who from time to time does hashtag Ask Jesse. So it's so if Jesse Williams answers your question, you'll understand why.
And I once again will publicly extend the invitation for him to join me on one of these Ask Jesse sessions. So
I just want you guys to fire questions back and forth at each other, like Ask Jesse, asking Jesse. Like it'll be
he can ask me about
it's like the Spider-Man meme,
and I can ask him about landing a role on ER. So it'll be a lot of fun.
So there you go. Hit us up. Ask Jesse. Hey, many thanks to our guest, Andy Mineo, for joining us. His album 2, The Sword, is out now. Go check it out. It's a great album. Hey, the new issue of Relevant is out now. Go check it out. Johnny Swim is on the cover. Our new one just went to the printer, so it's on its way. So if you haven't checked out the Johnny Swim issue, go do it now. We have some great video content with them that's up at relevantmagazine.com as well. You don't want to miss it. Hey, if you like the show, while you're online, head over to iTunes, leave a 5-star rating, and then write a review. Jesse has been scouring it for the most recent comments. What are the people saying, Jesse?
Well, listen to this one. This one comes from a fan on the other side of the world. I've been a listener and reader of the magazine for many, many years. The cast helps me laugh my way through daily Beirut traffic, and that is no small feat. They love the balance of bringing issues, important issues to the forefront along with humor. But Beirut, this individual sitting in traffic all day in Beirut and is listening to the pod. So, congrats. We appreciate that. Okay. This one says, I've been a fan of the magazine for years and started listening to the podcast last year. Since then, I've never missed an episode. It's the best, really. Cameron and the team are incredible people, but here's what got me. You get the whole range of emotions here! ! I agree. Humor, blind rage, terror, all the emotions you'd expect in a podcast. Full on emotional breakdowns. It's all here. It's all here and helping people make it through Beirut traffic. Leave us a review. Maybe we'll read it.
Well, many thanks to everybody who has gone over to iTunes and rated the show and left comments. We enjoy seeing the feedback, and it helps people discover the show. So we appreciate it. Well, on that note, we will wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
And I'm Annie F. Downs.
We will see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
I'm in the corner, yeah, I'm bleeding on the road. Whoa, I'm blacking out. I can't help it. I scream and shout, and I can't help it.
When I have the opportunity to eat an endangered animal, I always do it because you don't know how long you're going to be able to try it.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.